Get ready with me while I talk about the differences between high school and college. So I feel like honestly college and high school in itself are two entirely different worlds, but there are some main things that stick out to me as bigger differences between the two. I feel like the first big difference is that in college there are no people who are cool and not cool. Like in high school I feel like there's definitely people always talking about who the popular crew is, all that kind of stuff. In college I feel like that completely goes away. Because I feel like in high school, if you were an outsider, there was kind of nothing you could really do if you weren't able to find your group. But I genuinely think that in college, there's a group of people for every single person, and that if you weren't able to find that in high school, you'll be able to find it in college. And I feel like if you are in college and you're someone who still thinks you're better than other people and cool and popular, that's just not normal. You're obviously someone who's just still kind of stuck in high school and just hasn't matured yet, because in college that's just not a thing anymore. Another big thing is there's basically no boundary between friends and family. Your friends become your family when you're at school. You don't have your mom or dad that you live with to turn to about things. The people that you live with are gonna be your friends, and those people end up just becoming your at school, family. Another big thing that I think is so weird when you come to college is that if you have a big falling out with a friend, or you're talking to a guy and it doesn't work out, anything like that, you never have to see them again if you don't want to. That was one thing that when I came to college was so weird to me, because I went to a pretty small Catholic high school. So obviously if you had issues with someone, you were going to see them every single day at school, whether you liked it or not. And I mean, obviously that's good, because you have to learn at some point how to be kind of mature with people that you don't really get along with. But it's just so weird to me that in college, if you have a falling out with someone, you don't want to see them again, they can go from being someone you see every day to never literally having to deal with that person again for the rest of your life. Another thing that was a really big change for me coming into college is the fact that you learn to do so many things on your own. When I was in high school, I literally had to have my weekends completely filled with plans with people I was friends with, and I always wanted something to do, and I never wanted to do anything alone. I didn't want to eat alone. I didn't want to go to the gym alone. I just always wanted to have someone there. And in college, you kind of have to learn how to do things alone, because if you don't, your schedule is just completely reliant on other people, and that's just something that's too annoying to manage for 4 years straight. I feel like overall, college and high school are two completely different worlds, and it's definitely a big adjustment, but I feel like that's part of what makes it fun, is just kind of learning to live an entirely new experience. And I promise you, you'll get the hang of it. And I personally like the whole college environment a lot more than high school, and I think a lot of people can agree with that.